Welcome to the Move with Tank podcast with your host, Dr. Michael Tancini. He is a doctor of physical therapy, owner of Ground to Overhead Physical Therapy, a strength and conditioning coach, former college athlete, 4-time CrossFit regional athlete, and a national level Olympic weightlifter. On the show, he will cover ways for active individuals and athletes, just like you, to stay healthy and improve their performance without the need of surgery, injections, and pain medication. If you ever have any questions for Dr. Tancini, which you would like answered, send over an email or message through Instagram at drtank_DPT. So without further ado, here's your host, Dr. Tank.
What's up, everybody? Dr. Tancini here, Dr. Tank. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Move with Tank podcast. It's such a blessing and such a pleasure to have the opportunity to come on and really talk shop with you and help you guys stay healthy, stay fit, stay active, stay on the course, stay in the gym, and really thriving in a life, because that's our goal, right? Is to be the best human being possible, improve ourselves mentally, physically, emotionally, relationships, all the above. And we all know that our physical well-being has such a carryover into all the other aspects of life, such as enjoyment, such as time with our friends and family, right? That if we're missing our physical self, then everything else is going to be impacted. So I just wanted to do a quick shorty today, chat with you about a topic that I was talking about with one of my clients earlier last week. And the individual is out of pain, or very, very pretty much out of the original state that he came to see us with. You know, he had an issue that he thought was better. And he previously, prior to coming to see us, he thought it was better. He was working with somebody else. They said, okay, good, you're good to go. Going out and play some golf again, which is exactly what he did. And before he finished with that round of golf, he was in the same boat that he was in prior to going to see them. So he came in to come see us. And we're at that place with him now to where he's pretty much symptom free. He can swing a golf club without any symptom provocation. And he's wondering what the next steps are from here, because he knows that he's not back to being out of the woods, and he's not back to this being completely gone, right? Because he's a little bit nervous. If he swings a golf club, or if he goes and plays around a golf club, is he going to be in the same boat he was in before, with all these symptoms flaring up again, right? And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. And maybe you're at this point too. Maybe you have dealt with a similar situation to where you thought you were out of the woods, and you go back to doing what you were doing, and boom, it comes right back, if not worse. Now you're like, dang, man, do I maybe I'm just not physically able to do these things anymore. Maybe I just need to stop doing running, or maybe I just need to stop playing golf, or maybe I just need to stop doing CrossFit, and maybe it's just too much pounding on my body. And unfortunately, this is the story that many athletes tell themselves, and it just takes a lot of the enjoyment out of their training, because they can't do what they want to do, and they feel scared of taking, or scared of being able to do what they really want to do moving forward, right? So now the good news is, if you're doing it before, you can, 99% of the time get back to it unless something significant happened. But it's super important that we address that root cause. So with this individual that we're working with, right? So got them, symptom free. Okay. Now, what now? Well, we need to make sure that, one, we address the root cause of what's going on. So if golf really has the tendency to flare his symptoms up, well, then we have to look at that golf swing. right? We have to look at what he's doing on the golf course and how we can make these subtle adjustments in his mobility, in his stability, in the swing mechanics themselves. Because if we don't address that root cause, right, then every time he plays golf, he's most likely gonna get flared up. And if we just say, "Oh, you're out of pay, go and play a round of 18," when he hasn't played in a few months, and let us know how it feels. Well, one side of the board, like, oh yeah, he might be fine, but chances are he's going to flare himself up in some form or fashion. So, one, when we get to this stage, we have to really make sure that we're addressing the root cause. So, looking at all those mechanical issues, which may be contributing to the problem which is going on. And two, right, we really got to be smart with, how we approach the ramp up phase to get that individual back into the activity that they love, right? So like, sure, it's golf. And we like to think about this linear progression or this, periodization almost in the silo of strength training. But it's really just how the body is going to then adapt to the stresses that we put on it, right? So let's use the same example. He's a golfer. He's out of pain, but he's afraid if he goes back and plays on the course, well, then he's going to get this flare just like that happened last time. Well, maybe we start him going to the range and we have him use, maybe not the driver, maybe have him use a less aggressive club and have him just hit a small bucket of balls. Focusing on just nice, easy swing, making solid contact, not worrying about how far the ball's going, do the mobility and warm-up work before he starts swinging, and we'll start there, right? So we get him a lesser version of what he wants to get back to. Give him a little bit of dosing of the quote-unquote medicine, because the medication is the movement, right? Or movement is the medication. And we essentially then give him that, report back. Oh, I felt pretty good. Okay, next time, let's do this. And we give him a little bit more. So we slowly ramp that person up, creating a nice linear progression. So ease him back into the full volume of playing 18 holes of golf, taking him, down the progression, maybe into, instead of going out and playing 9 or 18 holes, go out and just play 9, right? No, maybe instead of going out and playing 9 with a full bag, maybe we take away the driver, we take away the 3-wood and have him use mainly his irons, right? So like there's things we can do to modulate the stresses so that they can work themselves back into the activities that they really want and that they can bulletproof or build resilience in the body so that they can address these fundamental issues and address these underlying issues such as movement mechanics and mobility and strength and the stability. But we're also giving them a nice volume progression so that, they can get back in safely, they can get back to doing what they love and actually using the movement as the medication so that they can make legitimate progress towards their goals. Now, this is cases in kind of its own characteristic as a golfer, right? But the same goes for tennis. The same goes for running. The same goes for CrossFit or Olympic weightlifting. The same goes for rock climbing. The things are endless, or the options are endless, and this is how the body adapts. So it's our duty to then respect the adaptation process of the body and use that to our advantage to get you back into doing what you love. So I hope that makes sense. That's, just know if you're dealing with a problem and you rested, it felt good. And then as soon as you start doing it again, it came right back. It isn't a sign that you're just not meant to do that thing. It's a sign that we need to take a closer look at finding the root cause and then address that root cause so that you can do whatever the heck you want to do for the rest of your life. So guys, that's our shorty today. I hope that made sense. If you have questions, reach out to me, Dr. Tancini, on Instagram at Ground to Overhead PT. right, on Facebook, or shoot me over a email at Tancini at groundoverheadphysicaltherapy.com. So I know it's a little bit of a earful or a mouthful, but we're here to help. Send us a message. We want to answer all your questions. Thank you so much for taking the time out to listen with us today. And we will catch you next time. See you guys.
Okay, guys, thanks for listening to the podcast today. I hope you found the content useful, and I hope it helps you avoid an unneeded surgery or an unneeded injection in the future. Now, in practice, my goal is to save 1 million active individuals from the unneeded surgeries, injections, and pain meds that they don't need, while helping them stay active and performing the activities that they love to do. Now, guys, I cannot reach that many people all by myself. I really need your help. So if you like what you heard, please share this podcast with your friends, with your families, or with anyone who you feel really needs to hear it. By doing so, you may just save that person from an unneeded surgery or injection that they really do not need. If you're not following me yet on social media, find me on Instagram at drtank_DPT and on Facebook at Ground to Overhead Physical Therapy. Thanks for listening to the show today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you guys here again next time on the Move with Tank podcast.